Here are the different ways you can speedrun Treetop Tumble. Like any race map, spawning in the front is ideal for the best time possible. Spawning in front of the right side disc is ideal. The direction in which the bottom arrow is facing is the direction in which the disc will spin. You get on the first disc, run, and then jump dive onto the third disc directly. This is quite tricky to do, but the key is to use the speed from the first disc to propel you forwards. The variant with the green batons makes this much easier to do, whereas the frogs make it much harder to do. However, if you get the lily pads, dive onto the first pad, then immediately dive onto the other pads. This action should be instant. This is called dive cancelling and is the key to moving fast while on the lily pads. Make your way through this section by diving through the pads. Remember to dive once you've hit a pad. Basically hit your dive button really fast. That cancels the floating animation that you would get if you just floated. Once you've passed the lily pad section, you take the slide to your right. Not the left, but to your right. You then jump down onto the lily pads and dive away through the section. And make sure to aim for this left side corner right here. You then take the fan, and once you've reached the king frog section, you jump while holding forwards and then dive immediately upon landing to dive under the king frog and onto the other side's pad. While you can dive over the king frog, it's not nearly as fast as diving under it. A small tip I can give you is to jump and try to land in front of the pad. However, this all hinges on the fact that you're taking the top path and have no yeetus. Let's discuss the yeetus on this map. The yeetus on the bottom path and to the sides are in my opinion quite useless and a waste of time. While the side yeetus does yeet you to the slide, which is great and all, but the water makes it quite tricky to align yourself, and I personally don't bother with it. However, the yeetus on the top floor is great. In order to take it, you line yourself up to where it's directly in front of you, then jump forwards once yeetus is about to go down, and with any luck, you should get yeeted forwards. Speedrunning the bottom path, while not as fast as the top path, it's still very much possible to do. If you happen to get the hammer variant at the start, go to the sides of the slope instead of being in the middle. The left side or the right side, that's fine. I would use this frog right here as a reference. You should almost be running head first into that frog. And as for the middle section, just try to make your way to the center ring. If you're on the right side, you follow this path right here, and if you're on the left side, you follow this path. Really, it's all about learning the timings of the frog and just try to make your way to the center, and it's just really simple from there. This is even easier if you have the variant where there's fans on the bottom. You just jump on the edges of the fan and the pathing is still the same. If the outer ring of donuts is spinning counterclockwise, try to get in front of a donut and it'll boost you forwards. There is a variant where the bottom ring or the outer ring will spin clockwise, so only do this if the outer ring is spinning counterclockwise. The reason you stick to the right side is because that's the side that's closer to the lily pads at the bottom floor. If once you reach the platform, you would jump down onto the nearest lily pad and proceed to dive your way through this section. Get on the fan and dive under the king frog. Bonus tip, if you get the low gravity variant, you can jump on top of the frog's head, and once it's about to puff up, it'll boost you upwards to the top floor with the lily pads. If you went down the left side, use a spinning disc to launch yourself downwards and onto the ring of bollards. While not as fast as taking the slide, it's still something I feel like I should mention. Thank you guys for 5,000 subscribers.